Now this is what could be fun. And you know what, Matt? Go off my screen just because it's going to VG.
Yeah.
And, you know, do we want to be destroyed? Okay, you know what? We can go back to me now. So here's something that Ian saw. This is Saturday the 16th. Yeah. Dragonflight, new racetrack there, new Invoker class, 5 zones, rework talents.
Yeah.
Dragonflight Covenant, no player. Yeah, so this is something we heard in multiple leaks that basically the Dragonflights will kind of be there as like humongous reps that you kind of side up with. There's no player power like the Covenants, but I guess that's something that's going to just be a vehicle for a fuckload of story and stuff like that. So that could be good. New Allied Race pre-order bonus. We heard nothing about that. But if this was posted on the 16th of April and it got all this shit right,
I mean, obviously there is the chance that someone knows and ad-libbed stuff on top. But generally speaking, there's no reason not to believe that until we see information otherwise. Especially the fact they didn't announce pre-order is interesting. I wonder if that was a very last minute change.
Potentially, because they seemingly had all the stuff in game to do that if they really wanted to. Yeah, Villain is Morozond. Release Q1, that makes sense as a target. The other thing to remember is, as much as they say Shadowlands was always supposed to be 2 major patches, that is not the norm for a Warcraft expansion. I think it would make a hell of a lot of sense if it did have a cut patch, and that's meant that by this point in time, quite a lot of work has went into this expansion, which is a bit like what happened with Legion because WoD was cut short. Main villain, though, apparently Morozond.
Makes sense. They wanted to avoid any actual talk of a main villain because that would be like, here's the big threat that's looming. Instead, they're like, fuck it, you're going to some islands. Here's some dudes, We'll hang out, maybe kill some stuff, fly a dragon. Sounds cool. But obviously, that like a later beat where they've worked some of that more stuff out and they've got people a little bit more on side, then go, and here we are, it's Murazon's the big zone, wow, etc., etc.
Yeah, Patrick's right.
Machine back. Yep.
Brian really does look quite badass and dangerous. Don't piss him off.
Yeah.
You know I have 300 confirmed kills. You know that green post? Or green text even?
Definitely looks it,
yeah. There you go, Chad Halinka.
Yeah, he definitely
yeah. Fun. Interesting. Ducks.
Yep.
More Chad energy coming from Blizz.
The whole thing of having the Blizzard gym just kind of seems to work.
The Blizzard gym has some I don't know, like actual competitive strongman. They have a few of them that use the gym, but then they do some coaching stuff, I heard.
Hell yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah. You too, you can work at Blizzard and be like Kyriakis Grizzly.
Oh.
The bloat lord. Oh, dear.
I wish I just had the power to, scream every single Yep.
Well, to scream with every rep, you need to be actually lifting 600 pounds.
That's why he's the bulk lord. He needs lung capacity so he can scream with every rep.
That's it. Anything else happening?
Dunno. Let's see. There's some stuff from Patrick. Our key art tweeted out by Yabara. Ducks, very important feature. Yeah. Yeah, overall, I'm feeling pretty hot on things. There's obviously a little bit of disappointment over. Samaya. Let's go get some high quality content from them. It's always So player housing, I would love that shit. Obviously, all that stuff. That's kind of disappointing. But at least what I've seen here is we do not know this because it's not happened yet. But they at least seem to be indicating they're going away from the direction that led to WoW not being just in the direction that lots of us would have wanted. And I think, they spent so little time in Raid, M+, stuff like that. I think that's in a bit of a recognition that people know about Raids. They know about M+, and you kind of mentioned this earlier. This was positioned, I think, to people who had really fallen out of World of Warcraft, the big game experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing where this, in a whole bunch of ways, this felt like it was very much up my alleyway because, literally, fuck it, here's a fun game. This game is now more fun. That's effectively what they're trying to say. They had a bunch of new stuff, actually new stuff, that's not new stuff I ever would have expected in a million years. I would never have expected like I said, I wouldn't expect the flying. I wouldn't have expected the hold button. I wouldn't have expected the profession revamp. None of that. I could never have guessed those like wholeheartedly. I would have just been like, no, they're just going to make the same thing, and the execution will be sloppy, and I'm not going to enjoy it that much. And obviously, there's still loads of execution that we still have to wait on, because it's not just like, yeah, you can ride a dragon and the flying is cool. That means all of the like issues of storytelling in zones are gone. All of that stuff's still there. All of that, like all of the potential issues that we've faced are there. But this is very much a very big new direction for them, and I'm super happy to see it going forward.
Yeah.
In a way I didn't expect to be. I came in here with a decent level of excitement, but also with a massive, massive wad of cynicism, just ready to spew bile over everything. And that part was a little bit shot today, which I really wasn't expecting. Really wasn't.
Yeah, I think it shows that maybe for players like us, it's like the overall fantasy, the overall experience, the overall game is the thing we kind of care about the most. And it's the bit that's, just been left languish. There's definitely a lot of room for content. There's so much we don't know here. And I think another thing, they've trained the WoW audience to really be looking at those back-of-the-box features over, like, just how good is the core game experience. You know, when using artifacts so heavily in marketing. Not artifacts. Legion artifacts.
Yeah.
Same for Azerite. Same for Torghast and Covenants. Like, they've been so used to putting those massive features forward in their marketing that this time around, like, it almost takes you by surprise.
For sure.
And it's just talking about, like, hey, here's the world, here's the cool new shit. Maybe that indicates something good, because I think a lot of those build around features, I guess that's the thing. Where are the build around features? And if we think about World of Warcraft, I think build around features are where they started to go wrong. Like, garrisons didn't really turn out that great as a build around feature, and it seemed like there was sacrifices made for that. And artifact weapons, they were a fluke. They were a fluke because the next 2 times they tried to regain that energy, they failed. And all of those build around features of the next 2 expansions, BFA and Shadowlands, they made you more restricted. They made the game smaller. So it's that weird thing now of, we have these new talent trees. They're not extracting a whole bunch of gameplay toward unlocking your character. What do they do?